Oh, here we go.
There must always be bloopers. So,
Hello, everybody.
hello and welcome back.
Hello.
He says hi.
Yeah, he's actually woken up. Also, those two have swapped round just to confuse you all. So,
If you would like us to stay in the same spot, please comment down below and let us
Leave
know.
a comment.
If
like,
it doesn't bother you that much,
also leave a comment
Hey,
because
she was.
the YouTube
Have you seen
algorithm
this
is a
down
horrific
here?
nightmare monster that
It's
makes
already
the
done.
creatures of the warp seem pleasant. So,
anyhow.
um,
We saw
Oh, can you turn the heat off, please? Yeah.
Oh.
Under 15, sorry.
so
There we go.
you are able to get a reasonable visual look at the ship now, and you can tell that it is, or, well, more accurately was, an Imperial Sword-class frigate, and it has had the living shit kicked out of it.
That looks unhealthy.
Yeah, even the most extensive repair yard in the Imperium would have a very hard time making her spaceworthy again. Her back has been all but broken. It looks... Actually, make me another scan test, please, Cole, just see if you can figure this out.
That is 30.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Based on the scatter pattern of the debris and various other, esoteric factors that the Master of Auspex is good at. Master of Therics is good at. It looks like her primary magazine detonated, which probably means she took, a serious blow amidships,
That's
and
it.
her primary ammo storage bay just went up.
But what would cause something like that to just go off on its
Was
own?
it sabotage?
Hard to tell. Such damage is certainly capable of occurring as part of a battle, for example. This has happened before. It could be sabotage. There are a number of things that could cause this sort of damage. And it, clearly when this happened, it very, very nearly sheared the ship in half. If it wasn't for the fact that Imperial ship frames are ludicrously tough, it would have been completely destroyed.
Right.
As you sweep in closer, you're able to see that it has its name emblazoned on the forward hull,
What does
which
that
has
say?
just about survived enough to be read. It appears the ship was named the Swiftwing.
That'd be the Swift wing over there. Didn't
Is
she
there
go
any
missing
form
a
of
while
law that I can about this ship?
Do any of you have any Imperial Navy knowledge?
back? What would that be under? Well, Imperial Guard Common Law.
No.
Nope. Guard and Navy are very different
Forward.
things.
Would it come into storyteller?
No.
Would be Navy.
No, I'm assuming
You
Abigail.
might, Carl, because you have... I can't remember what knowledge you have.
Pass me my ship there, sir.
Would the underworld have any knowledge of it?
Nope.
No.
Again, I'm basically looking for, common knowledge, Imperial Navy, or anything of that ilk.
I have Imperial.
Not in this case, because there you'd be looking for specific.
I've got Tactica and Imperialis. So I don't think
just
I've got
have a
any
flick to
knowledge.
see if any of the bridge crew might have anything useful. I
Right.
feel like if any of them do, it's probably going to be Janelle.
Would the cat know anything?
Janelle.
Jesus
No.
Christ.
Why would the
The
cat?
cat's not going to know everything.
It might have like
Yeah,
a hidden bank
Janelle
of
does have
knowledge.
common knowledge Imperial Navy, so I'm just going to see if she knows anything. Pretty good. Janelle peers over and looks back. Captain, I've heard of the Swiftwing. It served alongside my old vessel at one point. Reasonably reliable reasonably reliable frigate. Primarily deployed as an escort, but it's not uncommon for sword-class frigates to be sent on scouting or recovery missions.
So what in God's earth was it doing here?
Excellent question.
Is there any reports of it going missing?
Not that I'm aware of, but I'm not exactly up to date on the latest Navy status reports.
When was the last you heard of the Swiftwing? How long ago would you say?
15 years or so?
Oh, quite a while. Anything could have happened in that time.
You are able to detect that while its back has been almost completely broken, there is a section towards the bow that is radiating heat and a little bit of air.
Charge.
implying that it's probably still got operational life support. Damaged, but operational.
You mean like people in the tanks that when they put themselves in the space tanks when they space travel? You know when they put themselves to sleep, so...
Oh, you mean
Cryo
cryogenic?
space.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Not
life
like that.
support
There's
is
still
like
air.
oxygen.
Yeah,
Still air in that part
Yeah.
of the ship.
It's clearly slow. It's leaking out enough to be detectable, but there is a distinct possibility that if there are any survivors, and that's a pretty big if, given the level of damage this ship has taken.
Could I
Let's
try
go.
That's when
scan,
it would be.
like, try and scan to try and detect life form?
Let's just
I think Imperial Space scanners do.
Is that not?
Can we get our psychic?
Is there any
psychic?
No, probably.
You could certainly ask him to check.
Hey, can you just check with your magic Juha things to see if anything magic-y is on
It
there?
is not magic.
Well, what do you call it? What do you call me? I've had enough of you bloody tallies types.
Let me just check what Grevain's willpower is. I'm pretty sure we passed that. It is nice having these guys in a folder. Yeah, oh god, yeah, he passed that. 59, bloody hell. Forgot how good his willpower is. And I haven't got around to spending the rest of the crew's XP yet, so they're still on where they started. So yeah.
Just tapped me on the shoulder.
Oh,
Hello.
he probably wants you to piss off, so he
We
can
are
sleep.
not very good at this.
Um,
We keep getting distracted.
it's an
God damn it,
adorable
cat.
cat, of course we keep getting distracted. So,
My pussy's going to be distracting.
yeah, okay, fair enough.
Even Gromlich shook his head at us.
That wasn't in character, by the way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still
So,
in character.
In character.
Fourth
He
wall
just-
break, and he is still just like,
he just sensed a disturbance in the force, and for whatever reason,
Yeah.
shake his head.
I sense a disturbance in the force. It sounds like queefing.
Wow. Okay. Not sure if any one of you heard his low
I
voice.
really hope you didn't. So,
Gromlich sort of has his sketchbook out, but doesn't know if he should be drawing what he said.
okay, back to in character, please. So,
That was a character.
Sorry.
yeah, made us laugh. So,
Do I get any bonuses?
no,
What?
you are not having.
Bonus
I mean, let's face it, the best way I have to reward you most of the time is by giving you additional fate points. You ain't having a fate point for that one, mate.
I don't want a fake point. I just want a high five later.
I'll give you
Oh, you
a
can have a high five.
Yay.
That was shit.
That
What
was
do you
really
do
terrible.
hand?
I was going to say that was a terrible high five.
You got
High five,
sweaty
good point.
palms.
Of course.
So, Amber looks over it. Tell Thaddeus I want the Aquila
It's nice.
Theodore. Okay, I wrote that wrong in my notes. Anyway,
So when to be playing Dawn of War?
tell Theodore I want the Aquila prepped for launch. And one Tabitha she may well have incoming patients. Bromley, Luther, I want you to search the ship for survivors. Valariel, go with them. Find me anything you
Who
can
again?
what happened to the ship. And for the love of the God Emperor, stick together.
Of
I
course.
highly doubt it's safe over there.
Okay.
Of course, my
Right.
lady. We will stick together. Gromlich will. Well,
Starts putting his
well,
power
Gromlich.
fist on.
Gromlich, let's go kick some butt.
Turns his power field. Yeah!
So you head down in the direction of the launch bay. Once again, this requires a quick trip on the tram. As you go past, you see Steve cry. Yeah, you see the crewman crying over the dead Steve who just didn't make
Yeah, you're
it.
like,
Really?
Oh!
Really? That took so long. Like he's still crying over it, and the fact that it's
no
been
one's
like
cleared the mess.
hours.
Did somebody
It's been
clear that
literally-
body?
I'm
It's been
gonna
literally
call it-
hours,
I'm gonna call
and
the
he's
other
still
one.
crying.
Yeah, he's still waiting for a tram.
I'm going to call the other one Will.
Stephen will.
Stephen Will.
Fair enough.
Stephen will.
So yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I felt the need to add this in as a subplot.
It'd be funny if there was just like more people on like the rails trying to like clean up the mess and we just run over those guys. You know, we should really put some like safety measures.
Safety rails? What is this?
Tabitha, clean up on her.
We're running out of crew.
No, you're really not. You've got 65,000 of the buggies.
This card is going to be going to have the highest kill count.
When things get jammed, it's because someone died.
This card's going to have the highest kill count.
I mean, we've already established that the health and safety inspector's just jammed in some gears somewhere.
Oh yeah,
Getting crushed to paste. So Anywho, so as you get to the launch bay, you find Theodore is waiting for you there.
I know
And he just sort of looks at the three of you. So, I hear we're playing the part of heroic rescuers.
Apparently
So,
so.
damsels in distress out there. Those are always fun.
Who is it?
Theodore.
Is he joining us on the mission?
He's flying the shot.
Oh, he's always fun.
He's the pilot.
He's the ship pilot.
He's the small craft pilot as opposed to Janelle, who's driving the ship.
So who's joining us?
Theodore.
Just us.
No,
guys.
is it just us three?
Yes.
If I said someone else was joining,
Theodore's driving the ship.
We'll have the cat with
The cat doesn't have a void suit. And this mission is going to require void suits.
Oh, he can just
Put my
sleep here and wait for
helmet
us.
Alright. Well, I've got a gas mask.
Yeah, you need a fully sealed void suit on this one. Actually, to be fair, they have theorized what will happen to a human being in zero. I did actually look this up because I'm weird. And in a vacuum, basically what they think at the moment would happen is, provided you had a full body mask or a full face mask, you would theoretically be able to survive in space for a little while. Because the cold would actually take longer than you would expect to affect you, so your hands would be okay for a bit. It's not exactly recommended for anything longer than 30-40 seconds, though.
Because you always go to space every day of your life. But,
I live in hope. Maybe there'll be space tourism in my lifetime.
he secretly hopes 40k was real life.
That'd be great.
No, I
that'd
don't.
Be great
I
when
would
you're like,
like to.
That'd be great when you're like 92 and you'll
Yeah,
just
but the
be
thing
like,
is, if 40k was
Seven
real,
Yes, boy.
every one of us would be some
finally
random
made space
schmuck
travel
on some hive world
oh,
getting
my
killed
heart.
by gangers.
That'd be great because when you're like,
Back
you
in
don't
the
know
day, they didn't have rockets.
Oh my god,
They
right.
had
Okay.
flat
Anyways,
earth
Theodore, where are we going? Theodore, where are we going?
Well, as far as I can see it, there's a few options, but I think our best chance is right here. He pulls up a visual display in the hangar or in the the passenger compartment of the Aquila, and it's close to one of the very large rents that are in the hull. I'm afraid it'll require a little bit of a space jump, but none of you are afraid of that, are you?
No, but none of that's going to blow up while we're near it, is it?
It hasn't blown up yet, it's unlikely to now, though I wouldn't exactly go messing around with anything you don't have to.
Right, take us in then, Theodore.
Very good. So he flies you across. It takes all about 3 minutes because you're on a dead sort of.
Zooming away.
The gift of fire is basically on a dead stop next to this wreck now, relative. So the Aquila stops off, just off the edge of the hull. You're looking at about 20 meters away. Can't really risk getting in much closer, so you're going to have to jump from here.
Right, let's do
Jump!
this, guys.
Okay, all your void suits sealed.
yes.
Yes, I'm gonna
Can
put everything on. Yeah.
I check mine?
I mean, yeah, do me some tech use tests just to quickly check all the seals are good. Just for comedy value.
Intelligence.
27.
Yeah, you're fine.
37.
You're fine.
35.
You're fine. Yeah,
Sweet.
you have the common sense to do a quick buddy check on each other's void suits just to make sure they're all fine.
You're all good.
I feel.
You're
Hey,
all
yeah,
good.
get up the merchandise, yeah.
So your void suits are all fine, and the hatch at the back of the Aquila opens.
Go,
The
go,
yawning
go.
chasm of space opens up before you, and you can see the ship very close to you. It's quite horrifying to see at this kind of a distance, purely because of the sheer level of damage that the ship has taken. Have you ever seen footage of whales washed up on beaches?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it feels kind of like that. This is a noble creature of the void that's been absolutely ripped.
Okay.
to
Well,
bits.
you know when
You
you
know
look
how
at
come we said jumping?
Yes.
My jump says not applicable.
Yeah, you're fine. I mean, yeah, it's a space jump. There's no gravity to worry about.
Okay. That's alright.
So it's sort of like looking at the Titanic.
It's more like
Yeah.
it's more like walking out of the airlock and just kind of letting yourself drift over.
Come on, say you hold on the outside. No, not natural at all. Not at all. Back on the ship.
Gromlek, just imagine you've had a few beers. That's what it feels
I
like.
feel nothing like this. I don't like it at all.
I don't like it, Mum.
Hold
What's the
on.
problem with you? I can't tell what's in character and what isn't.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
fine,
keep jumping in and out. I just think
Holding on like, no. Yeah, I'll send my servo skull in. There, yeah, that's it. Go, lassie.
Are you staying here, Gromlek?
Are you staying behind? Is what
I
you're saying.
don't know yet. I don't know.
Well, I'm not waiting
Shall
for you.
Shall I grab him? Like just.
Get off me, you Shrek.
Yeah, I mean, for the record, you do have sort of small manoeuvring thrusters on your.
So I'll be
on
able
your
to help.
voice.
Oh no!
Christ.
Can I press his thrusters and make him go out?
That's it.
No, because they're
Make a
internal
sleight of
control.
hand check.
Ah.
I mean,
And I'm like, Gromlek, give me your hands, and then press the buttons.
make me a sleight of hand check. He's right. I'm curious.
Ah, it's 98.
No. You are very unsubtle about it, probably because you're not entirely used to trying to do this with gloves on.
Fucking big power fist. No! Get off me!
Can I?
Somebody make a command test or something to make you go over there.
Oh,
Who's built it? No, I'm joking.
Fellowship.
We need to get this on.
I need half 45. 23. Oh, I got one.
Natural one.
Natural.
Holy hell, yeah. Roll with a willpower check against that, but I highly doubt.
Beat that one.
Oh, I was close. That's a 6.
Yeah, no, the critical success on that is enough that she's able to. What exactly do you say to him to convince him to do his goddamn job?
So is this more of a command?
This is a command, yeah.
Gromlek, get your fucking ass out there now before I get you sacked.
Fucking
You want that beer?
Fuck off, you shrek
You
of a
want
bitch.
that beer?
Fuck that shrek of a bitch,
No,
and
no.
I will fate point this roll.
No beer.
Why?
Fate point. I'm not taking that shrek
You're
of a
gonna
bitch.
try and beat that one.
If I get a 1, then we have to roll again.
If you don't come out,
Come
you're
on,
not
just
getting
roll
any
it.
beer.
Oh, no.
Sweet, you're doing what she says.
I need more fate
Would
points.
it help? Would it help if we travel together?
Just leave me alone. I'm fucking saying.
Leave him, he'll follow.
Fucking.
Why do I write serious plots?
Yeah, shrek of a
Right,
bitch.
I'll go out first then. I'll take the lead. I expect you both to be behind me when I turn around. I'll jump out. And
Oh, what does this button do?
Maybe some quick agility tests. Don't worry, you're not going to go drifting off into space or anything.
31.
Yeah, you land fine.
69. No pun intended.
That's a good number, that.
Carl?
What?
Carl?
I completely forgot. You got me off guard.
Agility test then, please.
I'm gonna try again, please. That is.
Oh,
What is
hey,
Ken?
that? That is a 77.
what does this button do?
He screwed me.
You land with a reasonable amount of dignity and aplomb, and you're able to clamp your mag boots firmly to the hull.
I misjudged.
These two misjudged it and kind of smack into it face first.
What are you guys doing?
Thankfully, they weren't going terribly fast, and Imperial Void suits are fairly sturdy, so they don't take
Still
any damage.
Yeah,
They don't like shatter their face plates or anything. But
Is there any way I can record this to make them remind me how stupid they look later?
yeah, sure.
You can't do that.
Yeah,
No,
clearly.
but Theodore
haven't
does
seen
have a
me.
gun camera trained on the ship, so yeah, he caught it.
Theodore,
Clearly,
did you catch that moment, please?
Oh yes, I did.
Please archive that video for future reference. Thank
Sure.
you.
Sure thing, boss.
Clearly haven't seen me on a night. I'll probably then.
So-
Okay, can I evaluate now I've landed? Like evaluate or
How many scan
or
valuings?
what else is there on here?
I'll just walk ahead.
No, inquiry is not really the same as
No.
evaluate, isn't it?
Shit.
Evaluate.
Yeah, go for an evaluate test just to see what you can see.
Intelligence of 43. I got a 14.
You examine the area around you, and you realise you're quite close to what is clearly an impact site from some sort of macro weapon.
I'll just walk in.
You can't definitive. You suspect it was probably a lance battery of some kind.
The big hole that we're at.
Given that it looks more like a thing burned through the armor rather than smashing into it.
Looks like a lot of heat went through
Because a lance is basically an extremely large laser weapon.
Yeah.
Should I investigate for a way in?
You know where there is a way in.
Right, I just barge in.
Yeah. You begin using your mag boots to make your way towards it. You have to be sort of slow and cautious. Again, any of you guys seen The Expanse?
No.
I
Watch The Expanse. It's really good.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but basically in that they use mag boots a lot. So that there's you develop a very odd way of walking when you're using them because you have to sort of constantly keep one foot on the ground.
This is so undignified.
Because if you let both feet go, you're just going to fly.
Yeah, basically.
So you're essentially walking like you're stuffing your feet.
Sort of.
Yeah, building up electricity.
Yeah. Like that kind of Family Guy.
So yeah. You eventually are able to make your way. Put it this way: if you were on that ship, you're starting sort of near where the torpedo tubes on your ship are, and you're heading slightly further back. Now, the sword frigate is substantially smaller, but a lot of Imperial ships are based on the same basic hull profile in terms of.
But the bridge is still attached and everything.
Yeah, the weapon, you're not entirely sure about that because the bridge is usually somewhere reasonably well armoured, which is often towards the fore. So it's hard to tell at the moment.
Okay, and this heat signature, have we established where that's coming from?
You know where it is. It's somewhere. It's near the front, behind the central armor.
But we don't know what it is.
Can I go in and see? Literally go in and see what's in.
Are any of you two able to scan the area? Like,
I can send my silver skull in.
You can send your Silver Skull to scout if you like, because it's fully capable of manoeuvring around in space.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I think I can track.
The Silver Skull can only get so far ahead of you though, so you can effectively use it as a short-range scout.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, so the Silver Skull begins scouting ahead of you, and it flies inside. As you reach the edge of one of the larger rents in the hull that will enable you to get inside, you can immediately see that the ship is a mess. There are ruptured conduits kind of sparking, damaged lighting circuits are flickering, and the shadows just look wrong to you. They're too stark, which is a side effect of it being a hard vacuum in there. Again, if you've ever seen footage of shadows in space, they look really weird if you're not used to them.
God, this thing took a beating for sure. It's quite disturbing, really, that this has even happened.
Can she see what the servo skull is?
At the moment, you've reached. The servo skull's kind of flown in. You're kind of standing at the edge.
Probably.
I'm just going to go in.
Can
I search for loot?
Inside, all you find is the silence of the void.
Okay.
Basically, at the moment, you're just in a corridor.
Okay.
Right. Can I see if there's any marks of infighting?
Sure.
Or any tracks or anything like that?
What? 90?
That is not good.
96.
That is not
Can
good.
I assist them?
As you look around, there's too much damage for you to be able to discern anything specific. You can you can tell that there are a lot of explosions going off, but whether that's just power systems overloading as things explode, or just shrapnel from the roundabout, you can't tell.
Right.
Is there any way I can use the awareness test to see if I can pick anything up, like a presence or anything?
Yeah, you
Make sure
can.
there's no one still loitering
Yeah, you
around.
can do an awareness test to see if you notice anything.
Yeah,
odd.
I'm still keeping the servo skull ahead of us.
Oh, 52 now.
You don't notice anything. Again, this whole place is downright creepy, but you don't see anything that makes you immediately think, you're not sensing any hostile presences or anything like that.
I'll draw my weapon out just because I
Probably a wise move.
with the uneasiness, it could be anything.
Yeah. I'm
You
paranoid.
may all wish to do the same, but just in
Paranoid.
case. Which mode have you got your rifle in at the moment, Carl?
It is sniper mode.
Sniper mode, fair enough.
Oh, I've got search here. Can I search the wreckage for anything?
Sure.
Because I didn't get.
At the moment, again, you are just in a corridor. There's not much in
Is
this.
there any doors in the rooms?
You know that the area you need to go to is effectively straight ahead.
Okay. Is there any other rooms though?
Not at present.
Okay.
No,
Right,
carry
well,
on
I'll
then.
switch on my power
Because at the
field.
moment you are effectively right near the edge of the ship's hull.
Okay, I'll switch on power field with my power fist.
Cool.
And I'll go to that room that we need to go to.
Okay, you start heading down the corridor, and you come to a fork.
This feels very eerie. I think we should split up at this point.
With pleasure, I'll go right!
I invite.
Let me explain the
Sorry.
path first.
Sorry.
The left-hand path would be more likely to be a direct route to the area with life support.
I'll go that way. No, actually,
We should all stick together.
I think you guys should check out the direct route. That'll probably be safer. And then I can use
Save that.
I can use sinus skin to go the other way because it's sin. Oh, it's sin skin.
What does your sin skin do?
+2 to armor points to all locations, +10 to concealment and silent move.
Cool, I completely forgot you had that.
So I can use that to go the other way because it's quite eerie down there.
I'll want that, sir.
You've already got a cameline cloak,
Yeah.
which,
So
I was like, the sheer number of cool things your character class starts off with is actually ludicrous.
So I suggest we split up. You go check out the life supports, and I'll do some general inquiry around the ship to see what's
Cool.
been.
I will start with them.
Okay.
You head down the left-hand path for a good solid 2 or 3 minutes till you come to a large blockage. It looks like about half a corridor has basically collapsed in. Any attempt to move this would probably be unwise. Because
Just playing with the shot.
structural damage being what it is. Yeah.
Probably like saw had his fist ready, power fist ready. I can't try it out yet.
Is there like is this
I'll
happens to be like a
box in.
vent system?
I'll box in and say, "How goes it,
What
fellas?"
do you mean a vent? You're not shoving me in a vent.
I think I was gonna climb in the vent myself.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
Imperial
you were-
vents aren't that, but Imperial vents are just big enough for gene stealers to get through, basically.
Tiny.
We could get through, right?
what? Just squat.
Scott could.
Not unless you're an awful lot. Not unless you have like trained in contortionist or something like
I was just gonna say it's just because like
So we can't get through the rubble, and the rubble is
it's a risk.
blocking the way we.
that. It's blocking the direction.
So we have to go the way.
Well, I'm
She's
on
got-
ahead though, so you'll be a few steps behind me, wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
Yeah.
obviously.
So, yeah,
Oh,
so
so
they're
we'll
effectively
go back.
5 minutes
We'll
behind
radio
you.
in and say like there's a blockage.
Yeah, anyway.
The direct route is blocked because of the collapse.
Okay, you round a corner.
Is this me or them?
This is you.
Okay. Can
Um,
I do this as silent move first?
Yes. I mean, to be fair, you're not generating much noise anyway because you're in
Okay.
vacuum.
Right, that's fine.
So the only noise that would potentially be heard is feeling your footsteps through the deck rather than hearing anything.
Vibration.
Because again, sound do not travel in the vacuum. More science. So yes, you come to the corridor has a sort of wide curve to it. As you round a corridor, you are suddenly presented, and I mean right in your face, with a very, very dead body.
Oh shit!
Roll me a quick willpower test.
Oh, did this freak you out? Did this?
13.
Yeah, you manage to not, go "Ugh," or anything like that. You sort of,
Just whisper, you bastard.
the
Oh,
No, it's fine. Continue.
the body is drifting just in the corridor.
Move it out of the way.
It's wearing a fairly standard Imperial Navy jumpsuit.
Can I scrutinise the body?
Sure.
So it's perception of half of 36.
Yeah. You don't have any dedicated medical knowledge or anything like that, do you?
Medicai, no.
No. Okay.
What other? Got cryptology?
No.
No. Okay. Oh, 53, no.
You don't have enough dedicated knowledge to tell for sure, but at a rough guess, you think what probably killed him was sudden asphyxiation and explosive decompression. There's a notable dent in the side of his skull, which is slowly leaking small goblets of blood that are just drifting away in 0G.
But they crystallize.
They don't actually, no. They lose heat from the mind. The weird thing about space is it makes stuff simultaneously boil and freeze.
Oh, weird.
Because basically it's really cold, so it freezes. But the reason things boil is because of relative pressure.
Right.
And
That's why
there's no pressure around it.
That's why a pressure cook is as it is, right?
It's really weird and fascinating.
30-minute mark.
Yeah, we're almost there. So yeah, so the it looks to you like what happened is this section lost pressure violently enough for this guy to basically get smashed against a wall, and either that killed him or the fact that the area suddenly had no air left, and he was at the very least he was knocked out by getting smashed into the wall, and he probably and he was asphyxiated while he was unconscious, or the blow was enough to kill him.
You poor fucker. At least you died in your sleep.
We caught up now.
We radio in saying that word
A few steps behind.
Yeah, we'll caught up apparently now.
because we can't speak to each other because there's no E.
Oh, you can speak to each other. You've got Vox speed too.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like we have to.
Yeah. So I think that is a good point to end this part.
We counted a body. Happy
yeah.
days.
Thank you very much for watching. We will
Ciao,
see you in
ciao.
the next.
Bye. 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 What am I?